I think that if I could say one thing that was probably really prevalent in all of their conversations with me, is that they really feel frustrated sometimes about all of the things that go on in this world that just really don't recognize or identify themselves with us and who we are, and the lack of knowledge out there about our people.
Prisons. Today, prisoners are working for free, forced to work today for no money. So what in terms, and I only say that to say, what successes in terms of income distribution, in terms of real equality for racial minorities in this country? You know, when African Americans are 12% of the overall population and over 50% of the incarcerated population, where's the equality there?
A French poet, Gérard de Nerval, who went on a voyage to the Orient, as he called it. And I was reading this book of his travels in Syria, and there was something very familiar about it. You know, it sounded like something else that I'd read. And then I realized that what he was doing almost unconsciously was quoting Lane on the Egyptians, on the theory that the Orientals are all the same, no matter where you find them. I mean, if it's in India or in Syria or in Egypt, it's basically the same essence. So there develops a kind of image of the timeless Orient, as if the Orient, unlike the West, doesn't develop, it stays the same. And that's one of the problems with Orientalism, is it creates an image outside of history, of something that is placid and still and, you know, eternal, which is simply contradicted by the facts of history. See? So in that one sense, it's a creation of, you might say, an ideal other for Europe.
Dog whistle politics doesn't come out of animus at all. It doesn't come out of some desire to hurt minorities. It comes out of a desire to win votes. And in that sense, I want to start using the term strategic racism. It's racism as a strategy. It's cold, it's calculating, it's considered. It's the decision to achieve one's own ends, here winning votes, by stirring racial animosity. And here's a hard, difficult truth. Most racists are good people. They're not sick. They're not ruled by anger or raw emotion or hatred. They are complicated people, reared in complicated societies. They're fully capable of generosity, of empathy, of real kindness. But because of the idea systems in which they're reared, they're also capable of dehumanizing others and occasionally of brutal violence. And that's an important truth. Most people are not racist out of some sort of a sickness of the soul. They're racist because of the society in which they operate.
Turn out fine. Oh, you turn out fine. Fine. Oh, you turn out fine. But you gotta keep your head up. Oh.